Come, Holy Spirit.
Hey, Bellator Society. Good morning. Welcome to our live show. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Eddy, and I've got Fran in Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. And you are tuning in to the Bellator Society. Good morning. Our season finale.
Is that an echo?
Sorry about that echo.
Fireworks.
Fireworks. If this program, was produced, so flawlessly, we would have fireworks in the background. But alas, thank you for joining us. Hi, Fran. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. And I love live programming because I can't redo any of that.
Yeah, it's just out there now.
It is what it is.
Oh, but we should say, because it is out there and our producers in the background, it's not because of our producer we do not have fireworks. It's because we didn't think of it. This party was not planned.
We talked about how great fireworks would be today. We planned nothing.
And it was too late to get them.
It was too late. And we don't know how to incorporate that. But just imagine fireworks. This is our season finale. We've been so excited doing our live show the last 6 months. And we were thrilled that we're coming to an end so that we can spend the next 6 months working on season 2.
Exactly. We're not coming to an end. We're coming to, it's a break.
It's a break. Friends reference.
Yeah, just a little throwback.
It's a break. We were on a break.
Exactly. Speaking of break, I have not told you this yet. I think I'm going to reveal this to you on live stream.
Are we taking a break?
No. So last week, of course, I was not on the live stream because I had a dental procedure done. Basically, I had a retreatment of root canal. I'm putting my dirty laundry out there in the world, and it's fine. This week, I started a new crown process for that same tooth. Last night, as I was gently rinsing my mouth with warm salt water after having watched the Fatima movie all about prayer and reparation for poor sinners for the second time in one day, my crown broke. Yes, I watched it yesterday, but my crown broke out of my face. The temporary crown that I got day before yesterday broke out of my face while I was gently rinsing with warm salt water. So I had a bit of a panic attack last night, as you can imagine. Slept like trash last night. Got up at the crack of dawn, and my dentist is fantastic. Left. I arrived at the office at like 6:45 this morning. They reinstalled the apparatus.
I did not know this. You haven't even told me this morning.
No, I know. Surprise.
I'm so glad you're here. Oh, this is crazy.
It would be stressful for you, and you'd be like, "Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "It's the finale."
I can't miss it.
You're don't such look a at professional. My smile too closely.
You're such a professional.
If something like falls out of my face while we're talking, don't pay attention to that, okay?
Didn't we have this discussion on the last podcast about your teeth fall, that awful nightmare where your teeth fall out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It can
not
happen
always
right now.
A nightmare. It's not always a nightmare. Right, sometimes it happens when you have a gentle salt bath to your teeth.
This is going to be an exciting live show. Everyone focus on Fran's mouth.
Who needs fireworks when you have teeth falling out of people's faces?
Oh, that's horrible.
It's terrible. It's really terrible. I'm sweating like I'm now glistening because it's so terrible. Even the thought of it. But we have a lot in store. I was trying to make a transition.
It might be good that this is our season finale. We got to get really what's happening. We got to get Fran's mouth back in order.
Exactly. This is going to be one of those season breaks, kind of like The Crown, where Claire Foy leaves and then you get Olivia Colman.
Fran may look different in season 2. There may be mouth art.
She'll be more mature, believable, if you will.
And maybe missing a tooth or two.
I mean, Oh no, I was going to make some sort of English joke, but who am I to joke really? I mean,
I will say, y'all, this was so funny because when she was having this procedure scheduled like last week, Brandon was like, I don't know if they're going to pull the tooth or if I'm getting a root canal.
Yeah.
If they pull the tooth, I'm not going to be able to make it. I refuse to be on the live show because, it has to heal before you get, I've never had this done. You've had this done. But for our viewers, it has to heal before you can get like an implant or whatever. And so Fran would be down a tooth.
Be down a tooth for sure. And
it would affect your smile.
Propensity, that's the word, for swelling.
Oh,
anything. Once when I was in like college, I had like a tiny little like cyst. I'm talking like smaller than an eraser, just on my scalp. Again, this sounds like a really great topic for the podcast.
My jaws are watering.
It's so tiny. But the dermatologist was like, it's nothing. We'll just take care of it in the office. It's fine. My entire forehead like swole so large. I looked like, when people say that they're abducted and then they give like a description of what the alien looked like, and the alien has a very tiny chin and a giant head.
Like a cone head. Like this.
No, opposite of a cone head. Chin.
Oh, yeah. It was opposite. Like, yeah. Yes. Skinny here and
I must have looked very disturbing because my mother needed to take me to the ER because she was like, I don't know what's going on. This is very bad. Again, because it was such a minor procedure. Like there should have been no complication whatsoever. Like,
not even notice it.
No, exactly. I mean, yes, but it's me. And so we're pulling out of the driveway, and I don't know if we didn't realize that one of my brother's friends was at the house and had parked in our driveway. Anyway, all things considered, my mom slammed into the kid's car as we're going to the ER. And it was traumatic.
Sounds traumatic.
All of this to say, like, had they done more work than, anticipated, not only would I have had like a gat-toothed situation, I would have that was from Canterbury Tales. Like, that was just a literary reference. I said gat-toothed.
How about that? I just went with it.
So not only would that have been the case, but also it could have had like a giant swelling situation as well. So, I mean,
a missing crown
finale. Welcome into my life.
We're gimping out. We're ending on not a high. No, I'm teasing.
Much needed break that apparently we all need.
Oh, bless us. But so what do we have to announce? We have announcements. Today's really about announcements. Yes, yeah. It's about tying loose ends, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, making sure everybody knows what's going on, and announcing some of our fun future plans and things like that. So what do we have on our list, Fran?
Well, let's start with future. We do plan to return back in 2021. And, we're going to use this time as a time of refresh, regroup, rethink how we're doing things. Because here's the deal with the COVID, everybody has a podcast. Everybody is live streaming, and it's kind of all the same, and we've always hoped that we could, put something a little bit something fresh out there and different out there, but also cheerlead the people who are doing this very well and have been doing this very well for even longer than we have.
Right.
And so, we intend to still have that Bellator society value of celebrating, live streams and podcasts that are, killing it out there. Mm-hmm. So we're still going to be watching, we're still going to be around. And we're going to learn in the process and come back with something fresh and different and better than we have been before.
And we've got some good ideas. We're already, I think that's the one thing about you and I, we're always thinking like, how can we do this better? How can we do this better? How can we do this different? How can we do this? It's more engaging, because we want to engage. We want to, and we've been so encouraged. The people who tell us, that they've recently found our podcast or our live stream shows, or they're starting to read our blog, and how, encouraging it is to them, and how much they appreciate the content that we put out. And I was thinking, we've put out a lot of content. A blog every day, a podcast every week, a live stream show every week. And we're just getting started. So we're not going anywhere. We just want to make sure that we're doing this in the best way possible to deliver in a way that is something that we're proud of, and that something that can be of use to our followers. And we want to evangelize in a smart way. And that's what that was our mission in the beginning. So,
yeah.
Okay. So that's our future. What else do I have? Okay. Exciting things happening on the merch side. Yes. So we have, we've done our t-shirts, we've done our tank tops, we've done sweatshirts, we have koozies, we have the Bellator bars, and we are putting things on sale today. Not today. We're putting things on sale Labor Day weekend. So starting Friday through Monday, we're going to have a massive blowout sale. So if you've been on the fence, because let's admit it, some of these items are a little pricey, because we're a small operation, and we have to charge, when you do a small quantity, it's usually a little bit more expensive, which is the problem. If you're huge and you can mass produce, your cost goes down, but we're not huge. And so we're
choosing really quality things too.
Right.
I think that
we're
should
picky.
not go without saying that, when we chose our Bellator bars, for instance, the lotion bars, like we chose a company that, to craft this for us, that are, artisans in what they do. And it is, anyone who has gotten it knows that it is a high quality item. Same with the sweatshirts. I mean, you think a sweatshirt is a sweatshirt, or I thought I thought a sweatshirt was a sweatshirt until we went into the business of looking for sweatshirts. And we had one of our vendors send us, how many did he send us, like, of different shirts to like try to see which ones we like?
Each got 3 maybe, or
exactly,
probably a half dozen between the two
exactly,
of us,
to compare and see, like, do we like this fabric, do we like this weight, and there is a like, again, a sweatshirt is not a sweatshirt.
No.
And so again, we
love our sweatshirts.
Yes, we do.
If you have a sweatshirt,
do we have any more? I don't know if we have any more.
A few, and usually in the smaller sizes, like smalls and mediums, I think we have a couple. So if you want a sweatshirt and you've been on the fence with sweatshirts, get your order in, because I think those are going to go really fast. That was wildly popular, which was so exciting. We had to order our t-shirts. We literally had to reorder t-shirts before they even kind of, before we really had them on the website for very long. So those were really popular, but we do have some because we reordered, a big chunk of them. And the bars, I'm telling you, that's the one thing that always, people who buy them
love them,
buy again.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody that's bought 2 or 3 and, you kept one for yourself and gave 1 or 2 away, I'll notice we have a lot of repeat buyers on those bars. So if you haven't tried those, 40% off, it's a steal.
It's a big deal.
Get some bars.
I also want to say this as a little pro tip on the bars. Any of the scents, we have all of the scents, don't we? We have the garland.
No, we're out of Orange Christmas.
Oh, we got a good one.
We sold out of our Christmas one. So
that's a good one.
Holiday.
So any of the scents that we have, the balsam, which is chrism scented, the garland of roses. Do we have any more of the lip balm in the chrismant? Okay.
No.
Oh, that's
Christmas
too bad.
gone.
Okay. Whatever,
get it out of your
head. Whatever we have, still available. Pro tip: now that we're all masking, I just did this the other day. I have balsam bars. I have a balsam bar in my car. I put just a little bit of the balsam bar, not even the lip balm, like the bar that's in the tin, just on my lips. And the scent behind the mask is like a little bit of heaven behind my mask. I loved it.
Such a good idea.
Pro tip for masking.
Yes.
You can smell chrism while you're wearing your mask during the day.
That is a great idea. Why didn't you tell me that sooner?
I just forgot. I've been having some teeth issues.
My teeth are falling out.
But my masking situation is very pleasant.
On point. Did you see, I forget who, it was some comedian, and he said something like, "Why do all the masks smell like coffee?"
They can. They sure can.
I'm assuming,
but not if you have a balsam bar on your lips.
No. I'm assuming that's because he always has coffee breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, ew, it's gross. Okay. So blowout sale, 40% off. There's going to be a code. and we will put it on our Facebook page when we have the code. All you do is you put that coupon code in as you're checking out, and it'll take off 40% off your order. So get in on that Friday to Monday.
Absolutely. Love it.
I expect to be busy because I pack up the stuff.
So again, just had a thought here, and I'm like the worst seller of things, like in terms of being a product person, but I actually think it would be a super great idea if you bought one of the balsam bars and a mask and gave it to teachers as a "so sorry you have to do this all day" gift.
That is a good idea.
I just thought of it, like just the second I thought of it.
You're a genius. I just keep thinking of good thoughts.
A marketing genius. But I'm not.
Okay. Can I just say this? I did Pilates yesterday for the first time in like 20 years. I'm laughing and it hurts.
Yes, it's the best. You feel like your ribs are broken.
I'm kind of doing this a lot. If y'all see me kind of antsy, it's just my abs are cramping.
Did you do Pilates with machines, or did you do it like on the floor?
My neighbor has 2 machines. So I went to her house and we did it, and it was she has like a little subscription to a Pilates, Pilates Anytime, I think is what it's called. So she chose one. I was like, oh yeah, I've done it before. And then I got over there and I said, well, like when my sister was in this Arkansas in the 90s, and she goes, oh my God, it's like 20 something years ago. I'm like, well, I said I did. I didn't say I did it last year or, recently. And so, we did kind of a middle of the road, not like advanced, but not super beginners, but more on the beginner side. But
yeah,
you're like hanging on the side, and it was awesome. But
well, and you can't cheat on the machines, or you can't as easily cheat on the machines.
Yeah.
Like if you do a floor Pilates, yeah, exactly. But if you do a floor Pilates, they're a little like you can give yourself some grace. Let's say that.
Yes. Well, and some of it is almost like dangerous. Like if I drop my body weight, I'm going to knock myself out. Yep. Anyways, I came out with flying colors, but I'm feeling it a little bit today. Okay. So my next thing that I wanted to talk about is our You Give. So does anybody remember
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, a long time ago, previously in the season, we interviewed Dave McMaster of Uncommon Giving, and we announced 4 nonprofits that we were supporting. And we just want to encourage people to continue to give to that, because those nonprofits are so deserving of our support. And so if you go on to You Give and you type in or uncommongiving.com and you type in, Bellator Society, our page will come up. And if you give any amount of, any donation, nothing's too big, nothing's too small. It will go to these 4 organizations. And of course, those organizations are St. Vincent de Paul, St. Joseph's Helpers, Redbird Ministries.
Yeah, so sorry.
And I'm glad you said that. I was going to let you say that. I was holding that for last.
Okay.
Say it.
La Beret Society, but I didn't want to talk over Redbird Ministries. You just said that too.
Redbird Ministries, and then out of Louisiana, and then the La Beret Society. So those are our 4. And I think how we would like to see this work, we can take ministries off and add ministries. We can just let our ministry list grow. We would like to really support these 4. And then maybe in the future we swap out, because there's so many great Catholic organizations that we have a heart for and we want to support. But let's show these 4 some love and go on there and give them some money, because, during Corona, a lot of these organizations are hurting, and they do the work of, they really are the hands and feet of Jesus during this time. And they're not getting the funds that they normally count on. And so we need to kind of step up and hopefully be a bridge for them. So please go and do that. And then, be on the lookout for next year. And if you've got a worthy organization that you would like us to support through Bellator, let us know, because we're going to be thinking about that.
On that note, I did want to do a quick little bitty update. Gretchen Ehrlichman, who we interviewed as the nun to be, just got out of her her aspirancy stay.
Yes.
That was the month long, I think 2 days ago, and updated everybody on Twitter. So she is out. Her heart is overflowing with joy. It was beautiful beyond words, she says. And everyone is in her prayers. I'm sure she did a lot of praying during that month with the Dominicans. And she's excited to continue to share this journey with us. So that means that she's out for a little while until she goes back for postulancy. So if you haven't started following her on Twitter, now would be a great time. And if you haven't given to our YouGive fund yet, she is why we have the La Beret Society on there. It will actually benefit the entire class of aspirants, either to seminary or to religious life. But she's one of them, and she's the reason why they're on our list. So she's out.
And if you watch that podcast, I was absent for that when you interviewed her. And I mean, she is such a joy.
Yes.
I kind of was like, can married moms become do this too? Because her joy was overflowing. She just exuded happiness and love. And she's really outgoing. And she's a professional opera singer, very, very talented, but you could tell that she was on fire for her, vocation that she's had been discerning. So go support YouGive. Okay, what's next, Fran?
Blog. So speaking of on fire, our blog is on fire this month with the power of the cross. This month is September, and during September we celebrate the feast day of the exaltation of the cross. As Catholics especially, we have a very special place for Jesus's cross in our lives as Christians. We are told to take up our cross daily and follow him. So the cross is particularly central to the Christian life. And so we decided to take September as our month to focus on the cross and how that is manifest in each of our lives. And I was really blown away by the content that we'll be having on the blog this month. Such beautiful, moving stories of people carrying their cross as well and not so well, hoping to do better, but still with that recognition that this is part of the Christian mission. We are promised very little but the cross, as a matter of fact, here on this earth. And
that's, like you said, that's very Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy because it is, and if you're not Catholic and you're watching, or if you're Catholic and you don't really kind of understand this, what we're saying, the cross is not necessarily a happy thing. I mean, you can be joyful with your cross, but a cross is really, Jesus suffered. The cross was, he carried his cross, up Calvary and died on the cross. And so when we say carry your cross, it means there's things that that the Lord puts in our path that we suffer and we struggle with, and learning to do that well and to offer it for, maybe suffering souls or for our own sins or just our soul, in our eternity. That's what we mean when we say carry your cross. Yeah. So did I say that right?
Absolutely. And that's also what we mean by the words offer it up. What are we offering? We're offering up our sufferings to be united with the cross of our Savior, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, because there are plenty of people in this world who suffer almost in vain, that they have no value for the suffering. They don't see the suffering as redemptive. I don't know that is the majority experience. I do think that those people exist in the world and those experiences exist in the world. But I think even if you're not Catholic or even not Christian, or do not even have a Christian worldview, I still think that you can appreciate how suffering strengthens you, fortifies you, and does redeem you in terms of having empathy for other people suffering. Regardless of your faith tradition, you cannot deny the cross. It is part of humanity in general, but we as Christians contextualize it and orient it towards the cross of Christ. And that is our observation of the exaltation of the cross. We exalt, we glory in the cross, not because it feels comfortable, but because we know it brings new life and redemption.
Absolutely. What do we have in October?
Ooh, October is creepy Catholic things.
At least we're owning it. We're owning the creepiness of our faith. No, our faith isn't creepy, but there are some things that are so unique to our faith that they are creepy.
Super
and
creepy.
it's a great time during the month of Halloween that we get,
Yeah.
Ghosts and goblins of, the Halloween season to dive into all the creepy things that we that are part of our faith.
So I just saw, so we, many of our contributors contribute, well in advance of the publication, obviously, because we have to, edit them, upload them, template them, find graphics and things like that. So we're usually like working about a month in advance. So we actually October is Creepy Catholic stuff. And so we're just now getting all of our contributors to give us their pieces. And one of them I just saw was titled, We Dig Up Dead People.
We do dig up.
And it made me think of watching Fatima yesterday, and that scene where Sister Lucia is talking to the professor who's writing the book, excuse me. And she asks him, well, did you see Sister, not Sister Jacinta, but Jacinta's body that was exhumed? Did you see that it was incorruptible or that it was perfectly intact? And the guy was like, yeah, that was really impressive. And like, I think he was an atheist. If he wasn't an atheist, he definitely was not a believer in Christianity.
Right.
And even he was like, it's inexplicable. And she was like, such is life, such is God, sometimes inexplicable, but undeniably so. Like,
right.
I can't deny that I'm looking at a body that has been buried for, years and exhumed is completely intact and, not deteriorating as would be expected. And these were not like by any means rich people who were able to, keep
embalmed.
their, exactly. Like these were peasant people. These were poor people in Portugal during the First World War who did not have resources. This was a miracle. The incorruptibles are miraculous, inexplicably so. But yet something that is so creepy Catholic. I love it.
And it's not a one and done thing. We have multiple incorruptibles. But sometimes talk about creepy. It's not just the body. Sometimes it's maybe like the tongue or just a part of the body. Yeah. The part maybe that this person was known to have like, enormous, like, for example, and I'm just going to throw out a hypothetical, like if a saint was known, it had the gift of preaching, maybe their tongue would be intact and the rest of their body completely decomposing. So there's some really creepy things in that regard. So y'all, October is going to be fun. Watch October especially if you want to learn something and kind of have something to talk about around the water cooler. Don't miss October.
So November, little heads up, and November is going to be highlighting various churches, like the story of churches. We have so many churches around the world who have amazing stories of how they were built, who they're dedicated to, what happened in that church. And so we're going to dedicate the month of November to churches, to the facility, the buildings, where so many of us are deprived of going into churches right now that, this will be a sweet little offering that we can kind of make little pilgrimages around the world to places that we couldn't otherwise. So November will be dedicated to church buildings. And then December will be Advent and Christmas all the time.
Because you can't not do it.
Exactly.
It's weird to not have that theme during the month of December.
So that's what's coming up on the blog. We are still, coming in hot. So please keep up with our blog. Our contributors are doing a remarkable job.
Let's talk about the blog schedule.
Okay. Sure. We are paring down a little bit just because we do have so much content out there and we don't like it when it gets like looked over. Like there are some pieces that like I'm shocked at the content being so beautiful and like we can tell how many people read it, like it, all of those things. I'm shocked at how little play it gets sometimes. And so we would like to be able to dedicate more time to each blog so that it's out there longer before we're just like, bang, bing, 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 bang. Like that's how we've been, playing this. It's not playing a game. That's how we've been.
This is not a game.
Not
this
a
is
game,
really evangelization. But there is something to be said for, you know, on a day that maybe we dropped, we have a live stream show and a blog and it's just, there's so much that's out there on our webpage that, while we believe in all of our heart that our followers are really devoted to us, we know that our followers also have lives and
time
jobs
is a resource.
and families. And so you can only watch a video and listen to a podcast and read a blog, you know, all at the same time. That's just not a luxury that too many people have. So we want to make sure, like you said, we're spacing some things out so that the beautiful content that we are putting out, that our contributors are pouring their heart and soul into, that we give it its due time for some well-deserved recognition. So that's that. That's the blog. Retrospect.
Yeah. I think that this has been a crazy ride. Like when we started live streaming and even podcasting, we're now this week will be, I think, our 60th podcast. Again, we've been live streaming every week for 6 months. I mean, this has been a long ride and kind of a wild ride, because we went into this before COVID even started thinking this is a fun thing that people do. Let's do that. And we had no idea that smack dab in the middle of our endeavor, everybody would be doing it. And so we've had hiccups, we've had, you know, learning curves and all of that, but we feel like we're figuring it out. I feel like it's been, I think we've had a lot of good quality stuff.
Do you remember basically one of our first podcasts was you and Matt, and not podcast, our first live stream was you and Matt doing
Corona like a Catholic.
And we had a doctor we're going to talk to. And I mean, and we didn't promote it. So we roped a doctor. If he wanted dinner, he was going to do this.
Exactly.
Dr. Yeager, our favorite Corona doctor, joined you, and it was just the two of you. And I mean, we didn't promote it. We didn't, I mean, we kind of said, hey, we're going to be on
jump
live
on
in a few minutes. Yeah. But we had I don't want to say 20,000 and that be way below, but it was 20,
I think it might be 20,000 at least on one of them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was bonkers. So I know we're saying things and we're hopefully giving people, you know, things that they want to hear and from people you can trust. Yeah. You know, I think there's a lot of biased opinions out there, but that was a fun one. That was one of our very, very first ones. And we were like, oh my gosh, how many people are watching this? Matt, don't screw up.
I would have cleaned up this room better had I known all these people were going to join me here.
So that was fun. But I even think that was on your phone. Like you couldn't figure out how to get your laptop to do it. Yeah. So, I mean, we have done this from kind of rinky dink type operations to sort of figuring it out. Yeah. And I think now that we know what we're doing, we can plan accordingly. Do you have any favorite live streams?
Oh, wow. Ooh, that's putting me on the spot. I almost need to go back and I know.
I mean, I don't really think I have. I don't really think I have. I think it was, I really enjoyed having my daughter on that one time. That was Julianne was fun.
Yeah.
And I was surprised she said yes.
I know.
So not only she's a little bit of an introvert, and although she's grown out of it, but her demeanor is just she's not showy, she's not flashy. She'll post on Instagram occasionally, but she's not like Miss Social Media. And so when she agreed to do that, I was pretty shocked. Like she's the kid that when she had to take a speech communications class, she was like, I couldn't even say my name. I had to stand up and the teacher was just like, okay, everybody stand up, say your name and your favorite candy. And she said she was just like, she goes, I couldn't think of a candy or whatever it was. I mean, it was like, so she doesn't like to be in the spotlight, but she was so good. And so that was fun. That's the only family member I've had on with me.
I will say that it wasn't one of our important live streams, and we've had so many good live streams with important people who I would not want to offend by putting this up there with them. But one that I got just tickled by, I love so much, was our April Fool's joke on you.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, and the crazy thing is that the April Fool really was us, because our feed kept dropping down. We didn't get audio and stuff of it. And Matt and I were just like giggly little, teenagers. Like, it's going to be so fun. And we had such a fun time planning it. And then, Who's the fool now?
Oh, that was funny. That was actually really funny. You were like, oh, I dropped something. I'm like, oh, okay. Are you okay? And I'm telling you, like, until Matt took the paper down from his face, I thought it was you. I mean, it was crazy. It was funny. That was funny.
Thank you. We worked really hard for that.
I'm going to have to come up with something next year. Viewers, stay tuned. There's going to be fireworks.
or email her at Tracy@Bellator Society.
I need ideas. I need ideas. Bring me the ideas.
I don't think we've ever even used our Bellator Society email address. So I don't know if anyone's ever emailed us or even ever has those, but we've never used any of
at
our
gmail.com.
No, I didn't say Gmail. I said at Bellator
on our
Society.
website. Yeah,
we don't use those emails. All of the emails that are sent to the website go to our Gmail because we're like, we know how to use Gmail. We're not really
so don't
professional operation, guys.
So don't feel bad if you go on our website and you do the contact us. We do get it.
Yes.
It's just we get it through Gmail.
Right.
Because
we don't know how to use our other email.
That's who we are. Maybe
the ones that look really official.
In 6 months, we're going to figure out our new
how to use our
emails. That's a goal.
Write it down. 2021 is already going to be better than 2020, right?
Well, there's the bar is very low. It's like my parenting style.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to wrap this ship up.
Okay.
I metaphors and I didn't say a bad word. What?
We have one more thing. Specials.
Oh,
so in the next 6 months, you're going to see us here and there. We're not going to have a regular live stream, a regular podcast. Both those things are going to be, we're ending the season now, but we are going to come out with some occasional specials especially as like the times dictate. We have a few guests that we're talking to, and we're working on scheduling around. So there are going to be some things. We'll announce it ahead of time. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed now, because that's how we're going to stay in contact with our followers. So that was my last bit. Specials.
Yeah. Yep. We'll have specials and lots of new stuff coming up. Again, we're not going away.
We're going to be better.
Taking a break.
A break so that we can come back better.
You know what? One of our good friends I was talking to just a couple days ago about this break, and she said when she was listening to me talk about it, she was like, "I'm so happy for you guys. It's like you're going on a silent retreat. The most beautiful things come from silent retreats." And I was like,
"So good.
Thank you for that." And she said, "But let me just tell you, when you go on a silent retreat, what you need to do first is eat and rest." And I was like, "I can do this. I can eat and I can rest."
Eating, I got down. I mastered that part, but the resting is probably something that I'll have to be intentional on.
Yes. So this is just a retreat. We will return in 2021 and actually before then with our specials. But we love you guys. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being supportive and watching us and commenting, and continue to watch our videos. If you haven't seen them before, they're all backlogged. They're all on our archived page on YouTube, on our Facebook page. You can still watch anything that you've missed and catch up if you miss us. And hopefully absence will make the hearts grow fonder.
You'll be excited to see our faces again. All right. Take care. Bye, y'all. Thank you.